Oh, hey, man, how you doing? Hey, how you been? You look great. Hey, how you doing? You look great.
Hey, you look great.
Let me get a look at you. Great. Anyway, another day. More bull. Wait a second, hold on. It's Friday. It's Friday.
4 kids under 5 years old.
Okay.
And Malcolm and Simone Collins say they're just getting started.
I think that's a weird little dinner party conversation there. Hey, we have 5 kids and we're just getting started. You, man.
Keep it to yourself, man.
Hey, keep it to yourself, man. I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm not interested in hearing about that and this. I'm not interested in hearing about and...
They run a foundation to support pronatalism,
Thank
a
God.
movement mostly populated by religious conservatives and immigration opponents concerned that falling fertility rates could lead to economic and political catastrophe.
Sounds very
You're
normal.
going to have a chain reaction of collapses.
The movement's ideas have also garnered support from a few tech titans.
Name one.
including Elon Musk.
Thank you.
Father of 12.
Okay, sorry, wait, what the hell is this?
Oh, I've been seeing a lot of stories about this. Alert, alert.
High alert. I've been seeing a lot of stories about this.
That's the alert sound. Goes like that, too. Goes like that, too, by the way. Been seeing a lot of stories about this the pronatalism movement of tech. And this movement, as I understand it, is there's these people and they're like, you know what? There's not enough people around. And not just there's not enough people around. There's not enough odd people around. There's not enough of the type of people who, by the way, I want to repopulate the earth with these kind of people. The kind of people who you say, oh, shit, look at that. I gotta go far away from here. That's the kind of person. You meet them in offices, classrooms, and you say, oh, shit, I gotta go. I gotta go way away somewhere. We want the earth repopulated with those kind of people.
Simone Collins,
Who?
who's running for state representative in Pennsylvania as a Republican,
Okay.
in part sees falling fertility rates as a cultural problem.
One of the
But I never
primary
heard of her.
dampeners
Hey, yeah, whoa,
on
Simone.
fertility.
Simone. Hey, whoa. It's kind of crazy that you want more babies because you're acting like I was never born right now. May I speak? Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, right. Why have I never heard of you is what I was going to... Anyway, you ruined it.
Sees falling fertility rates as a cultural problem.
One of the primary dampeners
Right.
on fertility, especially in developed nations,
Is
a
vibes.
homogenization of culture.
Oh, right,
Often through the
right.
public school system, sometimes through other means as well.
Right.
Universities are a common culprit as well.
Okay.
That causes people to enter a very low fertility urban monoculture, essentially, that
Right.
kind of is the death knell of fertility.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many views did this get? Whoa! Not bad, not bad. 500,000. It's got views, so it is news. A lot of people are writing stories about this and doing interviews about this pronatalism thing. There's like a conference or something. And you see these interviews with these people. No offense, no offense. I don't know anything about that lady who was just talking. But so far from my intensive research on this, you hear the people who are talking about this and you're like, I don't know. I don't know if you're the best. I don't know if you're the best representative of making me want to have a child, raise a child or children. You seem weird. That's all I'm saying. They need a better face of this. Maybe like Julia Fox? Maybe Julia Fox. She has a kid. She seems to still be having a good time, I guess. I'm sure there's other ones. You know, hey, shut up. You know what I mean, though. You know, you see these people who are like, hey, we need to make more people. And you listen to them and you're like, they're going to be like, are they going to be like you, though? Because I'm a little nervous about that. No offense. That is offensive, what I just said, but no offense. It's nothing personal. What I said was personal, but it's nothing personal.
Fertility collapse.
Fertility collapse means we may enter a state in which the global economy is
Whoa,
shrinking
hey,
every
calm
year
down,
on average.
Malcolm. Hey, this is a very serious thing, man. You're trying to convince me to have a family, bro. The pitch has to be a little less.
Fertility collapse means we may enter a state in which the global economy is shrinking every year on average.
Oh, goddammit.
We simply didn't build the global economy with this potentiality ever in mind.
Absolutely.
When this happens, the entire economic and geopolitical system that our world
Queen.
runs on will begin to fall apart.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know, man, bro.
You know, it's kind of a fascinating thing, the whole having a baby thing. I'm listening to Malcolm. He's like, you gotta have a baby, man. I'm like, what's in it for me? I say, what's in it for the global economy? I say to him. You know, it's sort of odd the way people think about having a kid, you know? At least me, I can only speak for myself. Because most people, they're like, I would like to have a baby. They don't say, I would like to have a man. I would like to have a man or a woman around. They say, I would like to have a baby. I get it. You know, I get it. Babies are hilarious. They're like, you know, I can't hold up my head. You know, whatever they say. They get food all over the place. It's hilarious, you know. You know, they have to learn to walk. They look like they're drunk all the time. You look at your baby, you go, look at that. Look at this moron. You say, you know, quietly, not within earshot of the baby, but you do say it. So, you know, that's the way everybody, not just me, thinks about it. Babies are hilarious. Maybe I'll get one of those. I don't know. But this is a very hard pitch, what these people are selling. Hey, we need more babies because we need more workers. Sephora is at a very dangerous understaffing problem. Will you have a family based on that, please? Yeah, you got it, man. No problem.
I'm single right now, by the way. So where do I start?
It's a tough pitch, is all I'm saying. You know, it's a difficult sell. You know, hey, I'm odd. Hi, this is the whole thing, the pronatalist thing. Hi, I'm odd.
Hello, I'm odd.
Will you have a kid so I can work somewhere? That seems to be it.
Villaverde thinks there are other forces at play.
Okay, get him on.
Has become very expensive all across the world, not only in the US, both in terms of money, but also in terms of time. So you need to be on top of your kid during the 4 years of high school and being sure that your kid does the homework and being sure that the kid goes to all the right, activities in the afternoon. And that means that unless you have a lot of income, it's very difficult to have one or more than two kids.
The Collinses don't just think people should try to have more kids.
Right.
They think people should be able to use technology to select for certain characteristics.
Oh boy.
The family has used startup genomic prediction, which Sam Altman has invested in, to test their embryos for things like IQ.
Oh no.
One of our embryos is in the 99.8th percentile or something completely insane for intelligence.
It is.
We call him the champion.
Yeah, well, there's a keyword there. Okay, this is a Wall Street Journal video from just a couple months ago, and we're going to look at a Wall Street Journal story. Oh, wow. So there's a connection here. It's not just some guy on YouTube throwing everything against the wall. Come on, guys. Hey, shut up. That was an interesting transition there in this Wall Street Journal video. You got that guy's like, it's hard to have a kid. Sorry. It's hard to have kids. It's very expensive. You got to pay for all this stuff. You know, we got this economic situation where kids have to compete to get into college and da-da-da-da. It's very expensive, super expensive to have a kid. And there's a lot of worry with all this. Oh no, they gotta like compete in college. There's a lot of worry and a lot of expense. You know, that guy says that, and then they move right on from that into, you can pick the kid's IQ. You know, the thing that has a really great track record, the thing that people who are not nefarious talk about all the time, IQ. You can pick that, man. Anyway, go have a family, please. Have a family, please, in this very sane situation. Anyway, I gotta get the hell out of here. Okay. Yeah, again, sorry. A quick note again here. These are the worst people to be pitching this. Have more kids. You gotta have more kids. I'm very odd and very scary in ways. The things I believe are very scary, and I think that you should bring another human being into this situation. But it's funny that they do skip over that part in this video where the guy's like, yeah, this is, it's very difficult to have a kid financially, just sort of psychological energy side with all the like, oh, are they going to be okay? All this stuff. They skip right over that because that's really all you can do. I mean, especially with the people who are promoting this stuff, a lot of people are going to be like, this seems weird. You've definitely convinced me to do the opposite. So really all you can do is maybe try to like that, all the stuff that guy was like, it's very hard to have a kid, all you can really do is try to make that easier, and that might not even work, People are gonna have kids if they want to. Unless you do some weird, very weird stuff that people will not take kindly to, so they're not gonna do that. Some kind of like, you have to go to the family bureau of family making agency. That could cause a little rift in society, I imagine. So all you can really do is like, hey, we're going to try to make it easier to have a family. That's it, and that might not even work. So what the hell is this really? I don't know. Weirdos saying weird stuff?
Cultural changes can take time, but the Collinses say that having Musk and other Silicon Valley executives behind the cause helps get the word out.
I think one of the reasons why Silicon Valley is also into prenatalism is because it is one of the few areas and groups of people where people have the luxury of thinking in terms of the long term. When you look at venture capitalists, they're looking 10, 20, 50 years out often. And that's where you're going to start seeing the ramifications of demographic collapse.
Bioethicists say that's not necessarily a good thing.
But they're thinking so far ahead into the future that they're not thinking about the present. They're not
That seems to be a bit of a snag. Okay, so yeah, that lady who was talking over me earlier, you know, she says this thing where she's like, look, these venture capitalists, these tech people, they think about this because they have time to. They have a lot of resources, and one of them is time. That's why they thought about this. Other people are, you know, other people are all day. They don't have time to think about this. This is not true. If you read like the history of Silicon Valley, Palo Alto, whatever, if you read about this crap, this has always been it's haunted by the ghosts of this stuff. So that's not totally true. But they did bring up this guy, Iluma, who we can't avoid in the news. Good for him, man, is staying in the news all the time. So this is kind of a trending story right here from the Wall Street Journal. There's a picture of a lady holding a baby. I believe she probably just called that baby a moron. Out of earshot, remember what I said? Guys, come on. Guys, give me a break. Come on. Do not spread that online. Do not clip that. Do not clip that. Okay, I said out of earshot of the baby. What is the title of this stupid thing? The tactics Iluma uses to manage his legion. Okay, cool. Of babies and their mothers. The world's richest man juggles more than a dozen children and harem drama, along with running his companies and advising Trump. That's very generous. Another way to put that is the guy had a bunch of kids and he does that and he goes like this. And he goes like this. Okay, what does this stupid piece of crap article right here say? Musk had at least 14 children with 4 women, including pop musician Grimes. Oh, I like her. She's the one that goes like that. I do like Grimes. She's one of the best Twitter users. Multiple sources close to the guy said they believe the true number of... Wait, what does it say? They believe the true number of Musk children is much higher than publicly known. You know, I do kind of dislike... it's putting it lightly. I do kind of dislike that we live in a situation where it's like we know, these people who are involved in government, they're controversial. They're in the news. They did something crazy. What'd they do this time, you know? I would rather live in a situation where these people are kind of faceless. You know, basically, there's this lady that walks around my neighborhood, like walks really fast with her iPod phones. What are those things called? iPod phones? She's walking with her iPod headphones in, walking around very fast and deliberately, and I see her like every day, and I'm like, there's that lady. That's kind of how I want to see people in government. But they're just quietly like, oh yeah, health insurance isn't a trick anymore. I did that. Oh, you did. Good job. And they walk away with their headphone pods on. But instead, we got these absolute nut jobs running around. Oh, they're in the news again. And, you know, I don't want to know or care about Elon Musk's life at all. But now, frankly, this is my problem and all of our problems, because there's going to be, at some point, non-babies, aka adults, who are related to Elon Musk, and that's concerning. You know, we got to be around that. That's troubling. But some of them seem cool, you know. Many people I know say, oh, my parents, I don't want to be like that. So, you know, and maybe it's a bit of a wash, hopefully. Okay, what the hell does this thing right here say? What is this, a paragraph? Yeah, right. As a top advisor to President Trump, that's this guy.
It's weird.
He has been slashing staff and billions of dollars from federal government as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, with massive benefit programs such as Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid in the crosshairs.
Oh, man.
You know, it's just like... It's an interesting movement, and it is most certainly a movement, where the people who are promoting this idea, you know, are some of the least liked people. You know, I've been seeing all these polls come out about Elon Musk. People ask people, what do you think? Do you approve of Elon Musk? And like the vast majority of the people who respond to these polls just go, yuck, no! They had to put a new category that just says, yuck, no. And these are the people who are going to convince me to make the biggest decision of my life? I don't know. Also, you know, the reason that they want you to have a bunch of kids is the one thing that people do not want to think about when they have a kid, which is economic reasons. Hey, we need to put that kid into work. That's SpaceX. And then on top of that, the only sane thing you could do to maybe possibly encourage people to have more families or whatever, make it less risky, Make it less financially and psychologically and time-wise risky. The one thing to do that, like a social safety net, all this crap, they're like, no to that. So, good luck with the movement, I say. I wish you the best of all this crap, bro. Okay, if you'll excuse me, I want to read more of this goddamn article. What the hell does this thing right here? Let me focus in. Let me zoom, crop, and pan in on this. Musk's baby making... Okay, hey, Wall Street Journal. Calm down, Wall Street Journal, or you get one of these.
Boom.
Musk's baby-making project, yuck, is relevant to his ambition for NASA, which he wants to move faster to go to Mars. He said on X that making people multiplanetary is critical to ensure the long-term survival of humanity and all life as we know it.
Hi, my name's Elon Musk. I'm highly disapproved of.
And I'd like you to have a family so that I could send them to a desert planet, an uninhabitable desert planet where they can die. Again, that name's Elon Musk. You can contact me at my email. You can also reach me on Twitter X, where if you post something insane, I'll say, this, very interesting, I'll write. So you could, those are the two ways, in conclusion, those are the two ways to contact me.
Anyway, I gotta get the hell out of here. I gotta go to the bathroom. Bye.
A lot of funny paragraphs in this quote article, unquote. In
Elon Musk's
dark view of the world, hey, you show him some respect, man. Civilization is under threat because of declining population. He is driven to correct the historic moment by helping what the hell? See the Earth? Ugh, man, come on. Hey, kids read this, man. Okay. With more human beings of high intelligence, according to people familiar with the matter. Who are those people? Our source also tried to get us to invest in gold and buy a Ridge wallet and get a BetterHelp.com subscription. And then they went like this. They're familiar with this matter. And then they went like this. Okay, I gotta get back to this article. Let me zoom in again. Let me just do a Dutch angle and a slow dramatic zoom in on what the hell this says. Musk refers to his offspring as a legion, in quotes, a reference to the ancient military units that could contain thousands of soldiers and were key to extending the reach of the Roman Empire. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know who these unnamed sources are. I don't know who these sources familiar with the matter are and whether or not this is accurate. But if this is accurate, I'm starting a legion. Just like the Roman Empire. I read about that. Okay, I'm lying. I saw it in a YouTube video. Okay, I'm lying about that too. I saw it in an ahistorical, misleading YouTube video. Okay, I'm lying about that too. I saw an AI-generated image related to it. It is almost funny if it weren't...
It's demented?
Because the way this kind of thing seems to be playing out in the real world... Oh, it's interesting. The real world is always different than your stupid imagination, But the way this thing seems to be playing out is less like 300. Is less like 300 or Brad Pitt's Troy or whatever the hell those movies are. It seems to be less of that and more akin to the film Bad News Bears. The kids all think the coach is an idiot. He's a drunk, The kid has to drive the coach to the hospital because he's drunk. Hurt himself. It's more like that than 300. Yeah, it's interesting. Reality's always different than your movies and dreams. Okay, guys, I apologize. Please excuse me. I gotta really crop back in on this article. Musk, who?
Elon Musk.
Oh, right. Has warned that civilization is going to crumble if people don't start having more children. Okay, I'll get on it, man. Yes, sir. A view popularized as pronatalism in right-wing circles. The pronatalism movement is composed of people. They forgot odd. Okay. You got to get people to proofread this. It should say of odd people concerned about the birth rate and eager to implement policy and cultural solutions to the problem. Without babies, there's no future. Every problem becomes secondary to the problem of not having people on the planet, said some guy. Elon believes that a country is not the geography. A country is the people. Okay. Yeah, it is very Doctor Strangelove type crap. So weird how well that stood up. how prescient that was. It is funny. It would be funny if it weren't so...
It's demented?
This part, Elon believes that a country is not the geography, a country is the people. Most people don't like you. They keep polling people and they keep... Remember? Ugh. So again, maybe you're not the best face for this. Hey, people who don't like me, make more people. It's me, the guy who nobody likes, telling you to make more people. Your trusted friend, the guy who no one wants around. Please grow the population. But yeah, these quotes are weird. You start to see pretty quickly this is some weird eugenics thing with these people. And they think they're very smart. Oh, I'm so smart. I need to create more people like me. And they're kind of disproving their own point because a lot of these people, I don't think they even know that this has kind of been a thing, especially in Silicon Valley since the beginning, basically. That is another funny, if not demented thing. Another strange Lovian thing about this is, how smart these people think. Oh, we're so smart, we need to create more people. The thing that they're talking about, they don't know the history of, don't really consider the reality of it.
But they're so smart
that there needs to be more of them. So, anyway, guys, I'm gonna be the new face of the... I'm gonna be the new face of this movement. Hey, goddamn you. Hey, goddamn you to hell. Have a family.
Have a family, you son of a bitch.
Have a family because there's too much people in China.
Have a family because we need to outcompete China at semiconductors.
And you can name them really cool technology names. Like, what is Elon Musk naming these kids? USB-C. Hey, this is my kid hard drive. That actually is kind of cool. This is my kid hard drive. He just pooped his pants. He does that a lot. Come on, hard drive. Come on, hard drive. We need to go get that rash checked out. Because you keep rolling around on the floor or whatever the hell you do all day. You moron. Anyway, guys, wow, it's Friday, so that, I'm getting a little crazy up here. We're getting a little crazy because that's what we do on Friday, and I hope you get a little crazy. This kind.
Bye-bye.
That's a lot of noise. Have fun. It's Friday again. Quick note, it's Friday, so have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you doing? See, that's a very cool way to say that. But anyway, Chase, subscribe on Patreon. You're missing episodes. Okay, you know what? We've done joking around a lot, but I'm gonna take this very seriously. Subscribe on Patreon, because you're missing episodes, okay? This is serious business, man. You're missing episodes every week. Way better episodes than this garbage that I was just playing. I mean, compared to the Patreon episodes, this is an absolute nightmare, what you just watched. Every week you're missing episodes. Subscribe on Patreon to get all those episodes. And you get all kind of other crap too. Question and answer shows, live streams. Oh my god, the amount of stuff you get, it's wild. But all you gotta do is click the link in the description. It's impossibly easy. It's disgustingly easy. Just click. All you have to do is click a link. That's crazy. Anyway, guys, I gotta get the hell out of here because I have to form a family. That's what I got from this video, that I have to have a family or something, because if not, someone from China will get me or something. I can't remember. I was half paying attention. I was doing other stuff. But anyway, guys, have a great one. Bye.
Hi, I'm odd. Will you please have a baby? Hi, I'm strange. Will you please have a baby? Hi, I'm odd. Will you please have a baby? Hi, I'm strange. Will you please have a baby? I call my baby a moron when he's out of you. Oh, I call my baby a moron. He's got the new variety. Woo! I call my baby a moron.
Copyright 2025, My Baby is a Moron Productions. All right, right? What is it? Rights reserved. If you have any questions, please email me or go on Twitter and put, what was it? Post something stupid and I'll respond to it. Okay, already done? That's it? We're not recording it, all right? Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. Bye.